Welcome to our channel. Today we diving into the world of rare valuable. The Jefferson nickel is a United States 5-cent coin first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The obverse front features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the U.S., and the reverse back shows Monticello, Jefferson's home. The designer was Felix Schlag. The composition has usually been 75% copper / 25% nickel, except during the war years 1944-1945, when nickel was needed for military purposes. In those years, so-called war nickels, the alloy was changed to 56% copper, 35% silver, and 9% manganese. The 1987 P. Jefferson nickel, especially in circulated versus uncirculated condition, plus what makes certain specimens rarer and more desirable. The Jefferson nickel is a U.S. 5-cent coin, first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Felix Schlag. He designed both the obverse front, portrait of Thomas Jefferson, and the reverse back, depiction of Jefferson's home, Monticello. 75% copper, 25% nickel. This is a standard clad composition. About 21.21 millimeters. Weight, 5.00 grams. Edge, plain. Mint mark. P for Philadelphia Mint on the obverse, under the date for coins of this period. The 1987 P is the Philadelphia version. The Philadelphia Mint struck about 371,499,481 of the 1987 P. Jefferson nickels. That's a very large number relative to older coins. Because so many were made, the 1987 P nickel is common in circulation. Most worn or circulated examples are worth face value, 5 cents, or just slightly above, unless notably well preserved. What elevates value beyond face value are certain special attributes or condition levels. Uncirculated / mint state, MS condition, coins with no wear, strong strike, good luster, full step / sharpness of strike. Particularly, the steps of the stairs on Monticello on the reverse. A full step specimen shows all steps clearly defined, with no breaks or softness in lines. These are much more desirable. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint, S, in 1987, intended for collectors. These have mirror-like fields and are typically struck more carefully. Errors or unusual varieties, stray planchet errors, off-center strikes, etc., though for 1987 these are less commonly extremely valuable and less perfectly preserved. To understand value, collectors use grading scales. Some of the important grades. Where evident, loss of luster, details somewhat flattened. About uncirculated, AU very slight, where only on highest points. Mint state MS, e.g. MS60 to MS70. Nowhere, MS65 plus is considered gem quality. MS67 or MS68 are very high. Proof, PR / proof 70, etc. especially struck coins for collectors, very high quality surfaces. Also, auxiliary designations like FS, full steps, often appended if the reverse steps are fully sharp. Here's what different conditions of the 1987 P. Jefferson nickel are generally worth, US dollars, based on recent coin market / auction / catalog data. These are estimates. Actual prices can vary by collector, coin market, and certification. Grade / condition approximate value, non-FS, if full steps / very sharp strike notes. Circulated good to very fine, etc. 5 cents to a few cents above face value, slight premium if details are sharp. Maybe $0.10, $0.50, depending on where most common condition. About uncirculated / AU $0.10, $1, slightly more if FS visible. $1, $5, depending on grade harder to find fully sharp FS and AU. Uncirculated / mint state. MS60 to MS65, $1, $10 FS examples in MS65 can fetch around $10, $14 or more. High mint state, MS66 to MS68, FS could be hundreds, MS67, to $1,800 for MS68 FS auction record. These are very challenging to find with perfect strike, excellent surfaces, no contact marks. Proof 1987S. Usually $2, $4 in common proof condition. Deep cameo or PR70 proof could be more expensive. Auction record for a 1987P full step specimen graded MS68FS, $1,800. Specimens graded MS67FS also command very high prices. 4 non-P mints, 1987D, 1987S proofs. Also strong examples have sold for high amounts, especially with exceptional condition or FS/cameo contrasts. Why some 1987P nickels can be most valuable? Because the sheer number minted means that condition is the primary driver of value. Full steps variant are relatively rare in very high mint states because the steps wear or are poorly struck. Poor striking, soft details, is common in many lower grade, or even some uncirculated coins. High-grade specimens, MS67, MS68, with FS are extremely scarce in comparison to the total mintage. Provenance, grading by respected organizations, PCGS, NGC, etc., and sharpness and luster all contribute heavily. Jefferson Nickel, 5 cents, aka nickel, United States of America, 5 cents. Jefferson Nickel, first introduced in 1938. Felix Schlag design. On the obverse is a left-facing bust of Thomas Jefferson. On the reverse is Monticello, Jefferson's home. 75% copper, 25% nickel, copper nickel. Size/mass/edge. Diameter, approximate 21.2 millimeters. Weight, 5.00 grams. Edge, plain, no reading. In God we trust. Liberty, 1994. Mint mark. P, Philadelphia. Under the date for the regular strikes. E pluribus unum, Latin. Out of many one. At top perimeter above Monticello. 5 cents spelled out. Around perimeter bottom. United States of America. 1994. At that time, the Jefferson nickel design was well established since 1938, with periodic adjustments, sharpening of design details, etc. Philadelphia, P, regular business strikes plus a special strike/matte finish variety. Denver, D, regular circulation strikes. San Francisco, S, proof coins for collectors. Regular circulation strikes, 722,160,000 coins. Special strike/matte finish, special uncirculated. From Philadelphia, 167,703 coins. These were included in a special U.S. Mint set, Thomas Jefferson coinage and currency set, rather than released into general circulation. 1994 D. Denver. Regular circulation strikes. 1994 S. San Francisco. Proof coins produced in collector sets. While the special strike/matte finish exists, the U.S. Mint produced special finish nickels, matte or frosted, for inclusion in special sets. These are not intended for general circulation. They have a different finish, often sharper or more deliberate striking, and are rarer. In 1994 P, that special finish variety is a special strike/matte with limited mintage. Understanding condition is absolutely key. Coins of the same issue can have very different values depending on condition, degree of wear, how sharp the strike, luster, any damage or marks, etc. Circulated condition means the coin has seen use, where on high points, loss of luster, possibly nicks, scratches. Most 1994 P business strikes are found in circulated condition. Uncirculated mint state MS grades refers to coins not used, showing full details, original mint luster, no wear. They're graded on a scale from MS60, lowest uncirculated, to MS70, perfect specimen. Special strike/proof types also have their own grading, proof/SP/PR, and finishes matter, full matte/frosted or mirror devices for proofs, etc. A premium/desirable feature for Jefferson Nickels post-1987 is having full steps on the steps of Monticello's rear, on the reverse side. These steps are a detail that can wear off or be weakly struck. Coins with all the steps clearly delineated fetch higher prices. The FS designation shows that the coin meets that attribute. Although the regular 1994 P nickel is quite common, there are a few special varieties/specimens that are more rare and much more valuable. Variety slash type, what makes a different mintage slash rarity value. Approximate. Regular strike 1994p business. Philadelphia, normal finish. Widely circulated. 722-160. 000 produced. Circulated. Usually just face value. Maybe $0.05, $0.50, depending on where. Uncirculated. MS grade, somewhat more. Escalating with higher grade. Special strike slash matte finish. 1994p special uncirculated matte or frosted finish. Part of collector set. Fewer made. Only 167. 703 minted. Much higher value. In uncirculated high grade, this variety can fetch hundreds to over $1,000. For instance, one SP70 full step specimen sold for $1,725 in 2010. MS69. Full steps regular strike, very high grade business strike with full steps. Rare in such condition. Very few known. Auction of MS69 FS regular strike sold for around $729, 2013. There are also proof coins, 1994S, which are collector coins and have their own value, typically less than the special strike in many cases unless in top proof grade. Error or unusual minting flaws, off-center, die cracks, etc., can also boost value, but depend heavily on the severity and desirability. The regular 1994p nickels were minted for general circulation. So many were used in daily commerce in the U.S. They are fairly common in change, piggy banks, etc. Over time, many wore down. The special strike matte finish variety was not released into general circulation. It was included in collector sets. So one typically does not find those in pocket change. Here are rough value ranges based on condition slash variety. For the 1994p Jefferson nickel, values in US dollars approximate for today's market. If you want PKR or estimates in Pakistan, I can convert. Very worn slash circulated regular 1994p is almost equal to face value, 5 cents, or a little more, maybe up to 30 cents depending on condition. Moderate where but still legible slash fine condition, circulated. $0.30 to maybe $1 or so, depend heavily on grade. Uncirculated regular 1994p, MS60 to MS64, typically several dollars, e.g. $2, $1.10, or more, depending on luster slash strike. Uncirculated high-grade regular 1994p with full steps, MS65 to MS69. These are rare and much more valuable, e.g. $729 for an MS69 full steps regular strike. Special strike, matte finish, 1994p, in high uncirculated slash perfect strike, very valuable. Example, $1,725 for SP70 full steps. Proof 1994 S coins collectible, but generally lower premium than the special strike, unless proof grade is extremely high. Maybe a few dollars to tens of dollars, depending on condition. When examining the coin, here are important inscriptions slash features to read slash look for. In God we trust. Obverse. Liberty on obverse. 1994 plus P. Philadelphia date and mint mark. On reverse. E pluribus unum. Monticello. 5 cents. United States of America. Full step slash FS. Whether all 6 steps on Monticello are fully visible, sharp, clear, without being worn or weakly struck. Finish type, regular business finish, special matte finish, proof finish. If you have a specimen that is amazing or rare, what features should it have to be among the most valuable? Uncirculated, mint state, with strong luster, no rubbing. The higher the mint state grade, the better. MS67, MS68, etc. are top tier. Full steps on reverse. Collectors prize the clarity of the steps. Special finish slash matte slash frosted finish for the special strike. These are rare. Their limited mintage and collector set background make them more scarce. Perfect or near perfect strike. Sharp details. No doubling unless it's an error. No dye defect smearing the portraits or Monticello. Minimal contact marks or blemishes. No corrosion. Good toning if any. Eye appeal matters. A 1994p special strike matte finish. SP70 full step sold for about 1,725 US dollars in early 2010. A 1994 P regular strike full steps MS-69 sold for around 729 US dollars in 2013. More common/lower grade pieces sell for much less, in a range of a few cents to a few dollars. It is part of the mature Jefferson nickel era, pre-2006, before the obverse was changed, with the classic Monticello reverse and Schlag's portrait.